In my new apartment, we don't wear slippers to fetch water. I thought it was a joke until I saw this. In my new apartment, you are not allowed to wear slippers when going to fetch water. At first, I laughed. I thought it was one of those strange compound rules people exaggerate. But the night I broke that rule, I understood why. Before I continue, have you ever stayed in a place with strange rules? Comment yes or no. When I moved in, the place didn't look bad at all. In fact, it looked too perfect. Clean compound, quiet neighbors, constant water. Even the agent kept repeating, "You won't have any problem here." And honestly, I believed him. Until the rules started coming. Keep your food in the kitchen cupboard. Lock it. That one already felt strange, but I let it go. Then I heard the second rule from one of the tenants that evening. Don't wear slippers to fetch water at night. I laughed. Why? I asked. She didn't laugh back. Just don't. That was it. No explanation. That was the first time I felt something was wrong. That same night, around 10:30 p.m., I needed water. My bucket was empty, and I was too tired to start thinking about strange rules. It's just water, I told myself. I wore my slippers, carried my bucket, and stepped out. The compound was quiet. Too quiet. No movement. No sound. Just silence. As I walked toward the tap, I noticed something. All the doors were closed. Tightly. Even the windows. It felt like everyone was hiding. My heart started beating faster, but I ignored it. You're overthinking, I whispered. I got to the tap, bent down, opened it. Water started flowing. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Behind me. Slow. Heavy. Dragging. I froze. At that moment, I remembered the rule. Don't wear slippers at night. My heart dropped, because my slippers were making noise. I slowly turned, and what I saw, I wish I didn't see it. At the far end of the compound, something was moving, not walking, dragging itself, slowly. Its body bent, its head tilted, and its eyes were fixed on me. That was when I understood. It wasn't about slippers. It was about sound. The sound attracts it. My body reacted before my brain. I dropped the bucket, turned, and ran. Fast. But my slippers were making noise. Loud noise. And that thing started moving faster. I could hear it behind me. Dragging. Scraping. Coming closer. I kicked off my slippers instantly. Barefoot now. I ran faster. Silently. And suddenly, the sound behind me stopped. I didn't stop running until I got to my door. I rushed inside, locked it, my chest rising, my body shaking. Then I listened. Nothing. Silence. The next morning, I went outside. My slippers were not where I left them. They were gone. Later that day, I asked one of the tenants quietly, "What happens if you wear slippers at night?" She looked at me, long, slow, then said, "It follows sound. If it catches you, you won't come back." That was when I understood everything. The food rule, the silence, the locked doors. This was not a normal compound. It was controlled, protected, from something. Since that night, I fetch water before 9 p.m. Barefoot, quiet, and I never, ever break the rules again. Because in that compound, the rules are not for control. They are for survival. After that night, I told myself I would never break the rules again. No slippers, no noise, no mistakes. But something started happening in that compound. Something worse than the thing at the tap. Because this time, it didn't wait outside. If you were me, would you pack and leave immediately? Comment leave or stay. Since that night, I couldn't sleep properly. Every small sound felt like something was outside my door. Every shadow looked alive. And the worst part? Nobody talked about it. It was like everyone had agreed to pretend. That same neighbor I met on my first day started behaving strangely. Every night, she would sit outside, quiet, facing the passage, not talking, not moving, just watching. One night, I gathered courage. "Ma, why do you always sit here?" She didn't look at me. She just said, "So it doesn't come inside." My body went cold. That was when I realized we were not just hiding from it. We were guarding something. A few days later, Nipa took light. The whole compound went dark, pitch black. I hated it instantly, because darkness makes everything worse. I stayed inside, quiet. Then I heard it. Tap, tap, tap. On my door. I froze. Nobody calls people at night here. Nobody. The tapping continued. Slow, patient, like whatever it was knew I was inside. And then, it spoke. Open the door. My blood ran cold. That voice. It sounded like my neighbor. But something was wrong. Too flat. Too empty. "I know you're inside." My hands started shaking. I remembered what she said. "So it doesn't come inside." I didn't move. Didn't respond. Didn't breathe loudly. After a while, the tapping stopped. Then silence. Deep silence. The next morning, I rushed outside. My neighbor was there, sitting in the same position. I asked her, "Were you knocking on my door last night?" She turned slowly, looked at me, and said, "If I knock, I will call your name." My heart dropped. She leaned closer. "If it ever comes to your door, don't answer. Because once you open, it won't leave." That was the moment I decided, I need to leave this place. Immediately. Because this was no longer about rules. This was about survival. Comment, I'm gone. The day I tried to leave, the landlady finally told me the truth. I packed my bags the next morning. No goodbye. No explanation. I just wanted to leave. But as I stepped out of my room, the landlady was already standing there, waiting, like she knew. "You're leaving?" She asked calmly. "Yes," I replied. She nodded slowly. "I was wondering how long you would last." That sentence didn't sit well. What is going on in this house? I asked. She looked at me for a long time, then said, "Follow me." She led me to the kitchen, opened one of the cupboards, and pushed it. It opened. A hidden door. My heart started racing. Inside was a small dark space, with markings on the wall, strange symbols. Then she said, "Years ago, something was brought into this compound. Something that feeds on sound and presence." My body went cold. We didn't know at first. Until people started disappearing. That's why we made rules. No slippers at night. No noise. Keep food outside. I frowned. Food. She looked at me. It needs something to focus on. So we give it something else. My stomach turned. If everyone stays quiet. It stays outside. If someone breaks the rules. She paused. It chooses. I didn't wait. I ran. Out of the compound. Didn't look back. Didn't stop. Until I reached the main road. That night, as I lay in my new place, trying to forget everything, my phone rang. Unknown number. I picked it. Silence. Then, a whisper. "You made noise." My blood froze. Because the truth is, I didn't leave it behind. It followed me. Would you turn back? Or keep running? Comment, run or face it.